Yo, what's up? The late night fantasy goodies a little bit later tonight, but we're here, man. Wow. Monday night in the NBA in the rearview mirror. Rick Kamla rocking the Where's Walton shirt from back in the day, one of the best ad campaigns in NBA broadcast history. Bill Walton, may he rest in peace. Hopefully he's digging the show, man. It's Cam. It's the Hall of Famer, Dr. A. Dr. A, what the F is up, dude?
Dude, just chilling, enjoying some hoops tonight. The Warriors losing to the Raptors. Did the Warriors ship be sinking? As Charles Barkley once famously said, I think. Yeah. I'm just happy to be here, man. One of my favorite things in the world is doing this show with you, Rick Kamla. Chilling out, talking about hoops. I love it.
It's the highlight of my day, for sure, Doc. And so we will get off of Corny Boulevard here as a tear rolls down my cheek, and move on here and tell people about our great sponsor, Doc. Bet Online. They continue to be the world's most trusted betting platform, your number one source for online betting in 2025. I wasn't kidding. Randomly, I had like a little tear coming out of my left eye. It was not from sadness. I don't know what it was from. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, Bet Online is your ultimate game day companion. They have the largest selection of odds. Everything from football, pro, and college. 1 week from tonight, it's the national championship game. All right. They got the NFL playoffs. They got the NBA. They got college basketball. They got the Cooper flag of it all. NHL, UFC. BetOnline is the number one sports betting source for the new year. From touchdowns to three-pointers to hat tricks, BetOnline has you covered on every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. So, Doc, let's get into the Magic Man before we dive into our recap of Monday night's slate. And who is your Magic Man from Monday night? Go!
Oh man, I think I gotta go back to my guy that I've been not very nice to all season, Anthony Edwards. Granted, Timberwolves were playing the Wizards. I get it. 41 points, 6 boards, 7 assists. He showed up when they needed him. Like, Ant should have a big game against these guys. He also had 3 steals, a block, and 5 3-pointers, and hit 14 of 25 shots. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is Anthony Edwards' best performance of the year.
Wow. Even more than the 53 that he had recently. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he did everything in this game, including 7 turnovers. But man, he shot it lights out.
Why do you have to point out the bear poop on the beautiful, majestic mountain range? Yes, there's bear poop on a mountain range. There's bears on the mountain. Bears shit in the woods, okay? Like, why? You know what I mean? Just admire the mountains and the majestic beauty with the snow caps. Why gotta bring up the turnovers?
Because I'm standing there like Chevy Chase in Vacation, looking at the Grand Canyon for 2 seconds. And then I got to run back to the car and get out of there before the cops get me. And I look down, I got bear shit on my foot. I'm like, come on, bro. Why you got to throw 7 turnovers in there? Clean it up.
And I don't care. Cam Dynasty, we're a non-turnover league. I encourage you guys to do the exact same. All right, my Magic Man, Doc, is Jalen Green of the Houston Rockets. Jalen Green, did you see what he did tonight? Jalen Green tonight in a 120-118 win for my Rockets over your Grizzlies. Second time they've beaten the Grizzlies in like the last 4 or 5 days. Jalen Green went 42 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 triples on 6 attempts, 13 of 18 from the field, and 11 of 11 from the free throw line.
Efficiency, bro.
Doc, this guy has turned the corner, okay? Like, there is a debate right now I don't know who's having it. I don't know how vicious the debate is. Houston's going to get at least one All-Star. Okay. They're number 2 in the Western Conference. It's probably going to be Alpi Şengün. Jalen Green might get iced out of this All-Star game. He might have to come back next year and prove it again, right? Coaches do that to these guys a lot. Could they get 2 All-Stars? Well, yeah, maybe, but it's the West. And I've kind of started my All-Star calculations, Doc, and all I can tell you is that Houston's going to get a guy. I don't know which guy they're going to get. But a 42 from Jalen Green in a big-time matchup against Memphis here, that's going to go a long way to getting him some love from the coaches who vote on the reserves.
Dude, he's on fire. He started off super hot in October, kind of cooled off in November, got it going again in December, but was still kind of up and down. And now January, he is cooking with grease. I want to see both of those guys on the All-Star team. Jalen Green in October looked like an All-Star. Jalen Green in January looks like an All-Star. He took a dip. He got cold in November and December. It was cold outside. He's rolling, dude. I want both of those guys to be All-Stars.
So I'm in the middle of my whole All-Star thing is under construction. And I have a note here on my phone. In the East, I've gone through, I kind of came up with a rough team, and then I've got like the guys that didn't make it, that are sort of like on the bubble, right? And in the West, I haven't gotten quite that far yet. But what I can tell you is Şengün and Green will not start in the All-Star game. They will not. So is Houston going to get 2 of the 7 reserve spots? They're not. There's too many badasses in the Western Conference, okay? You've got the Kyries, the Ja Morants. You've got all kinds of guys that are worthy. And Jalen Green has never, ever been on the All-Star radar except this year. And so I feel like the coaches are going to make him wait a year, but we shall see. Keep that in mind. That's going to be a good debate moving forward here. So those are our Magic Men of the night. Let's move on to Minnesota at Washington. And you said that Ant-Man was your Magic Man. You said that you thought this was his best performance of the year. You went through the stat line. I was just happy to see Ant-Man, after scoring 36 points in his previous 2 games, okay, go off for 41 here. So he's now got 30 plus in 4 of the last 6 games. When you string it all back to the 53-point game, he's got 4 30 plus in the last 6 games. So he is on a heater. Doc, everybody watching on the Fantasy NBA Today podcast, Sports Ethos After Dark, did you know that Anthony Edwards leads the NBA in total 3-pointers made this year? Did you know that? He does not lead the NBA in 3-pointers made per game. He leads the NBA in total 3 balls. He leads the NBA in total 3-point attempts. My man is taking 9.9 3 balls a game, making 4.2. He's in a very good clip. He's over 42% here, okay? So shout out to Ant-Man for that. He's taken his 3 game to a totally different level. And it's been cool to see. Shout out to Julius Randle tonight against Washington. 20, 10, and 3. Y'all are haters. Doc is a hater. It's not fine. It's not. I would say it's fine, but it's not. It's not fine. Y'all suck for that, okay? Tonight, Julius Randle, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Pardon me, I screwed that up. Tonight, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. On the season, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. That's his season stat line, you haters, okay? He's at 1.7 3 balls and shooting 48% from the field. But he sucks, and he doesn't fit, and he's such a terrible player. Y'all get off of Julius Randle.
Oh, Rick. All right, I'm there. You know what? I'm just glad that Mike Conley has been sent to Siberia. Like the colonel or the sergeant or whatever he was in the movie Stripes. The dude that was looking at the girls in the showers through his telescope, and his boss came in, he threw it through the window. He's like, "Oh, sorry. You're going to Siberia, bro." That's where Mike Conley is. DiVincenzo, 29 minutes. That's beautiful. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 0 assists. That's not all that beautiful. He had 3 3-pointers. He only hit 4 of 15 shots. DiVincenzo is still figuring this out. But the minutes are there. What I like about Minnesota right now is they're playing 8 guys. They're playing a tight rotation. That's good for Dante DiVincenzo. He'll get the shooting thing worked out. I think DiVincenzo is a guy I'm trying to buy right now.
I'm not. He had the one spike game. He had like 27 points and kicked ass. And the last game he was very average. It was 13 points on 4 of 15. And he's been around 10, 11, 12, 13 points in every game as a starter except that one. So that's the aberration. The norm is just like a pretty good stat line. Look, we came up with this over here. We said that the Wolves need to start Dante over Conley. Boom, the next game Chris Finch did that, okay? So do we love that he's starting? Yes. Do I like the move in reality? Yes. Are the Wolves better for it? Yes. All that is true. In fantasy, is Dante more fantasy relevant? Hell yeah, he's starting. He's playing more minutes. But I'm still not like geeked about it. I'm not. I'm just kind of like, I said what I said. Kuzma was Kuzma tonight, 22, 5 and 5 with 3 steals. And now that Jordan Poole is back, so many now have been left in his wake. And you can drop them back off at the dock and move on with your boat tour, okay? Justin Champagny, waiver wire. Keyshawn George, waiver wire. Bub Carrington, despite still being in the starting 5, waiver wire. Because with Jordan Poole back, I want nothing to do with any of those guys. Doc, let's get to maybe the coolest game or coolest story of the night. The Detroit Pistons went into New York and beat the Knicks. And yes.
Right. Before we do that, I need to give props to Naz Reid. Nobody talks about Naz Reid ever. Dude didn't have a pop game tonight. He had 12 points, right? Played 24 minutes. 3 threes, 3 steals, 1 block. Naz Reid does this every night, man. If Naz Reid is available on your waiver wire, he should not be. Like, pick him up, put him in your lineup, and let it rip. He's going to make some 6th man of the year noise before this is over. Now we can move on. You know, you and Brewski love the Pistons. I'm just not a big Pistons guy. So I'd rather talk about Naz Reid before I have to listen to you wax poetic about the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, there will be some poetry here. There's got to be some poetry. Shout out to the Pistons. Shout out to JB Bickerstaff. Look, this is a situation where JB Bickerstaff is thriving. He got bounced out of Cleveland. He's in Detroit. Detroit, guys, is now 2 games over 500. Did you know that? Detroit is 8th in the East. Did you know that? Detroit is 1.5 games behind 4th place Orlando. Think about that for a minute. They are 1.5 games behind 4th place, which is home court advantage in the first round. It's not wild right now to say that the Pistons might have home court advantage in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. What? That's insanity. Okay? Based on what we thought coming into the season. Cade Cunningham. We've been flirting with it, dancing around with it. All-star, right? Okay. Is he going to make the All-Star game? You tell me. Okay? He had 36 points tonight at the Garden to the Knicks. 14 of 27 shots. He was fucking awesome tonight, okay? Guards in the East, Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard, they will be all-stars. Trae Young, he will be an all-star. Darius Garland, he will be an all-star. Jalen Brunson, he will be an all-star. Tyrese Halliburton, he will be an all-star. That does not leave any room for Cade Cunningham, okay? Just saying. It's going to still be tough for Cade Cunningham to make the all-star game. But with games like these, okay, and maybe, God forbid, Halliburton, pardon me, this effing cold, like you talk and then all of a sudden, and your thing just seizes up. It's so freaking annoying. So I don't know. I cannot promise you right now, and I'm not going to make some statement. Cade Cunningham has to be on the All-Star team. I love Cade Cunningham. I want him to be on the All-Star team. But that's just stupid. You know who else I haven't mentioned as a guard in the East? I have not mentioned Derek White, complete all-star worthy. I've not mentioned Jalen Suggs. I've not mentioned Tyler Hero. Hello, Tyler Hero is literally having the definition of a all-star season right now. Tyrese Maxey, okay? Yes, his team sucks. His numbers are amazing. He was an all-star last year, okay? All of a sudden, because for years in the West, it was the guards, right? Good luck making the Western Conference all-star team at the guard position. Good luck making it in the East at the guard position right now. It's crazy. And so, Doc, I'll check up there. I got more to say about this game, but hit me with what you got.
Well, two things. You mentioned Tyrese Maxey, and he wasn't in this game. But how is he not an all-star? He almost has to be, right? He was last year. The other thing is I find it interesting, and I agree with you 100%, that we talk about who's going to be an all-star, which guys are going to be all-stars. And then the all-star game gets here, and you and I are both like, I'm going to the beach. I'm going to the pub. I don't need to watch this garbage. Like, nobody cares about the all-star game, but it's still very important who makes an all-star team. And that's what's wrong with the all-star game. We all care about whether our guy becomes an all-star or not, but then the game just shits all over it. Nobody cares. So, man, we got to fix the all-star game, man.
The all-star game needs some hypnotherapy. God, oh my God. The all-star game needs some hypnotherapy. It really does. All right, back to this game, Doc. Swing and a miss.
Classic.
Back to this game, Doc. Okay, we've been talking all year. Let's get to the New York side here, okay? Check. Y'all, come on in here. Come on in here. CP the franchise and Adam Smirnoff, lead guitarist and Lettuce, my boy. All my Nick homies out there, okay? All my Nick fans. Dexter Henry, New York Post. All my Nick homies, man. Come on in here. We got to have a conversation. Shut the door behind you. Have a seat, okay? Your bench sucks! Doc, they have to fix this. This is not going to work, okay? Tonight, why did Detroit beat New York? How did Detroit beat New York? Their bench. That's why they won the game, okay? Malik Beasley had 22 points. He had 2 3 balls in the final 40 seconds that were like nails in the coffin, all right? Here's the bench scoring in this game, Doc. The Detroit Pistons had 46 bench points. The New York Knicks had 13. 46 to 13. You are a minus 33 off of your bench, and you just took a home L to Detroit, okay? This has to be the buzz of New York tomorrow, okay? I've been talking about it all year, but like this right now is DEFCON 1. Whoop, whoop, whoop. They have to fix this, dude. It's mandatory. Doc, they have not gotten a Dante DiVincenzo replacement. They have not replaced him, okay? You made a 2-for-1 trade. Cat, huge upgrade over my guy Julius Randle. But I mean, come on. Cat's an MVP candidate. You did not replace Dante. Campaign did not replace Dante. Deuce McBride did not replace Dante. Okay? They haven't done that. That is a gaping hole on the New York Knicks team. They don't need to be 10 deep. They don't. They just need one guy to play 25 to 28 minutes off of their bench and to give them pop. And I've said it all year, and I'll say it again. His name is Jordan freaking Clarkson. Make it happen. Send Utah a crappy, protected, late-ass first-round pick in 2033. You know what I'm saying, Doc? Like, just go get him. Like, every first-round asset is not a great asset. Ship to Utah some crappy, way out in the future first-round pick that doesn't freaking matter right now. Humanity might not be here in 5 years. Okay? I don't know. I'm not like a doomsday guy, but who the hell knows? This shit's getting haywire out there, right? Make a trade. Get Clarkson in here, man.
Tom Thibodeau could probably use some hypnotherapy, which is a word that you butchered so badly earlier. I can't even describe it. Bro.
Dude, I choked like Harden, man. I choked like the Minnesota Vikings on that word, dude. Your
Bro,
Vikings.
Tom
Nice
Thibodeau.
job tonight in LA, Vikings. Nice job.
Tom Thibodeau is running his 5 starters into the ground. And tonight, Josh Hart took 5 shots. OG Anunoby had 10 points, nothing else. Like, if you're going to run 5 guys, all 5 guys need to go off every night. And they have been. I'm not going to hate on the Knicks. I love the Knicks. 26-15, 13-7 at home. Tough loss tonight to the Pistons. But my problem with the Knicks is by the time the playoffs get here, like the real playoffs, these guys are going to be dead men walking. They're going to be so tired. They're going to look like me, my wife with a broken shoulder, and my pregnant daughter trying to walk down our straight downhill driveway on a sheet of ice on Saturday night coming home. Like, we're all just, everybody's just hanging on to each other. If one goes down, we all go down. Like, that's sort of where the Knicks are right now. It's a mess. Like, if they had Dante DiVincenzo to come in and provide some relief off the bench, that would be good. Nobody needs a trade deadline trade more than the Knicks. Get one guy that Thibodeau trusts to bring off the bench.
One guy. They just need one guy. You need scoring pop off of your bench. They do. So we've made that point. Knicks, make it happen. All right. I just want to quickly alert you. Osar Thompson was seen and heard from tonight. He's going to need to string together some of these performances, though, because I think Doc and I are like in wait and see mode with Osar.
When is the pop game coming, dude?
Well,
when is it coming?
The minutes need to be there, and he's also not a high shot guy. You know, they've got Cade taking his shots, Beasley taking his shots. Tim Hardaway Jr. dominated shots tonight and didn't make very many in a revenge game or a reunion game. I don't know. It was all of that. But he had 11 and 7, 2 steals and a 3. Like, he's on the radar. He's on the fringe, but I can't like give you a call to action right now. You don't have to go get Osar Thompson right now because Doc's big on minutes, which lead to volume. I'm big on minutes, which lead to volume. And the minutes and the volume just aren't there right now. They're not. Hang in there with him. Hopefully we eventually get there. We want to thank you guys for watching and listening to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast. Head over to sportsethos.com and subscribe. It would help us out a lot. We're trying to make this thing even bigger than it already is with the 2 GOATs, the OGs, your boys. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a 5-star review. It really helps. Doc, you go first here, man. The Golden State Warriors went up to Toronto, the team that beat them in the finals in 2019. And the Raptors won tonight without your boy, not my boy, your boy, Emmanuel Quickly, who is fast becoming like Zion and Ja Morant and Brandon Ingram. Like, dude, you really seriously just missed another game? Like, what is going on? But anyway, go ahead. You go first here, man. Golden State took an L in Toronto to a horrible Raptors team tonight.
Well, thank God Davion Mitchell was there to fill in for Emmanuel Quickly with his 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 steals, 0 shots made, and 0 3-pointers. Oh, you had 6 assists. Good job, buddy.
I might have been better with my hypnotherapy butcher than he was tonight.
You may have been. But
the context was decent, just the delivery.
The Toronto Raptors, dude, go in, like, they didn't go in to Golden State. They stayed in Toronto and beat the Warriors. Steve Kerr is on my list, dude. I don't like him. I don't like his team. I don't like his rotations. The Raptors have won 9 games, 8 coming in. They were 8-31. And the Warriors with Steph Curry, with Davion Mitchell starting at point guard, cannot beat that team. That's pathetic, bro. That's Steve Kerr. what you're doing is not working. And I don't even still the box score is too long to even read. Pat Spencer plays a big role like 2 days ago. Plays well. Hits every shot he takes. Doesn't even play tonight. Meanwhile, you got Lindy Waters out there, 2 of 6. Guy Santos, 0 of 3. Andrew Wiggins, 6 of 13. Trace Jackson Davis, 1 of 4. Buddy Hield, 3 of 13. 2 triples. I cannot stand this team. And I bet you Steph Curry is about over it.
Steph Curry said to Mark Spears coming into the year, I'll be fine as long as we're not bottom feeders. They're getting there. They're not bottom feeders, and they probably won't be this year, but they're getting there. Take that, Steve Kerr. You have the worst rotations in the NBA, and we are rooting against you over here because of that. And so they're now 19 and 20. And I said on NBA radio last summer that the Golden State Warriors would not be in the top 10 in the West, okay? I said they would be a bottom 5 team. I also said the Clippers would be a bottom 5 team, and I got that one wrong. But I got this one right, okay? Because, and this was with a healthy DeAnthony Melton and with their roster healthy on paper, theoretically. I still was like bottom 5 team because it's too many buttons to push for Steve Kerr. I didn't know that he'd have the worst rotation in basketball, but I had a feeling he might. Okay, but anyway, I saw this coming, and I'm gleeful when the Golden State Warriors take an L right now, and it's really turned inside out because I never used to like root for them and stuff, but I mean they were the greatest show on turf, right? The most entertaining team since the Showtime Lakers, in my opinion, and now I have disdain for them. Okay, I like literally don't like what they have going on. I feel bad for Steph Curry. I said last summer they need to trade him. And what I said is they're not going to trade him. Joe Lacob is going to continue to print money, and Steph Curry is an attraction at Chase Center like Kobe Bryant was at the end of his career. He's an attraction, okay? That's all he is. Let's go watch Steph Curry play tonight, okay? You could go look at a bear or a lion in the zoo. It's the same exact thing, okay? Although it's a human and an animal, so that's different, but you get the point, okay? It's an attraction. There is nothing else at stake. There's no championship to be won here. There's no first round series to be won here. He's going through the motions. He's an attraction. All right. What I said is that Curry needs to ask out. And that's the only way that he's going to be traded. Lacob is not trading this guy, dude. He's not. Curry has to go to him and be like, Joe, I love you. We'll golf together. We'll hang out on your yacht together. But this ain't for me, bro. I got to get in a more competitive environment. And you know what's going to happen? Joe Lacob's going to trade him to a more competitive environment, and they're going to hug it out and give him ceremonies and all that kind of stuff. Okay, that's where this needs to go, but it's not going there yet. Scottie Pippen Barnes, Doc, tonight, 23, 8, and 6, 2 and 2 with the defense. No, that was not a mistake. Scottie Barnes reminds me a ton of Scottie Pippen. I'm going to start calling him Scottie Pippen Barnes, okay? I'm completely over Emmanuel quickly. Left hip soreness. Bro, you're dead to me. Come get me back. It's going to take you a minute. And Doc, Golden State, Steve Kerr hates Moses Moody. Why? Why does he hate Moses Moody? How come Moses Moody, with Draymond Green out, Kuminga out, Podziemski out, Gary Payton II out, DeAnthony Melton out, I feel like I'm forgetting another guy or two, but maybe not. 5 guys are out of the lineup. And Moses Moody still can't play basketball. I'm so done with Steve Kerr, dude. I'm so done with this guy.
Well, if Moody would have made one of his 6 shots that he took, maybe he would have stayed in the game. He was awful. But I'm with you, dude. I mean, I look at the lineup. I look at the injuries. I look at my DFS. I'm like, well, Moses Moody has to play, right? Kerr doesn't play him. Kerr doesn't like him. Kerr would rather play Guy Santos and Lindy Waters than Moses Moody. That makes no sense to me. And I'm waiting for RJ Barrett to get back on the horse. He's been a little disappointing lately. RJ Barrett, we've been singing his praises all year. He's having a great season. His best season ever, probably. Last 3 out of his 4 last games, 15 points, 10 points, 16 points. I need 20 to 25 every night from RJ Barrett. So maybe he's just a funk. He's not shooting it great lately, and that's why the points are down. Muted. You're muted.
Sorry, it's just damn cold. So many like snorts and throat clears. My bad. It is Fantasy NBA today, Ethos After Dark. Rick Kamla and Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. Let's move on to the Rockets' victory over the Memphis Grizzlies, 120 to 118. Guys, the Rockets are 3-0 against Memphis this year. That's important because they have won the head-to-head tiebreaker if it comes down to that. They do have one more meeting, but it will matter for standings and stuff like that, but it will not matter for head-to-head tiebreaker. That already goes to Houston, and based on where these teams are in the standings, that's very important. Jalen Green was already my Magic Man of the night tonight. Shout out to Cam Whitmore, had 16 points in 21 minutes. Shout out to Amen Thompson, 19 and 13, 5 blocks, 2 steals, and a 3. And so like it's more this Houston thing, man. It doesn't matter, Doc. Jabari Smith is out. Tari Eason is out. These are 2 of their top 7 players, okay? They're out. And it doesn't matter. They continue to print wins. They're 26 and 12, bro. Very, very impressive. My Rockets continue to roll. My little team that could has become a rather forceful and formidable team in the West right now.
Dude, they're so good. And one of my favorite things is Steven Adams was a very relevant basketball player, fantasy and otherwise, until he got to Houston. And now, Alpi Şengün is like, sorry, bro, you're gonna get your 12 minutes off the bench, and that's it. Like you're kind of done. Amen Thompson, like he is balling. His stat lines have been amazing. I'd like to know where he is ranked for like the last 2 weeks or month. He's been going hard for a long time. Huge Amen Thompson fan. You might need to get you an Amen Thompson jersey.
I like it. I like where your head's at, man. I said in the preview for Tuesday, I got to get me a Westbrook Nugs jersey. Bro, I got to get me an Amen jersey, man.
I might get you an Amen jersey. I know you're freaked out by jerseys. You're like, what? And
I got to work on my tan. I need the jersey, man. I need the arms exposed. Sun's out, guns out, bro.
We got to get Jalen Green to the All-Star game, man. 11 free throws, 13 of 18 shooting, 18 shots, 42 points. Efficient. That is probably his most efficient game of all time. He hit 13 of 18 shots, 5 of 6 3-pointers, 11 of 11 free throws, scored 42 in a 2-point win over Memphis to give Houston one more win than Memphis has. Outstanding. Jalen Green's good to go. He's good to go the rest of the way. He's becoming the leader of that team again.
He's stepping up, man. I didn't think that we would have a debate for who the number 1 guy is on Houston this year. I didn't. I thought it was going to be clearly Alpi Şengün. Jalen Green's made that a debate. You were wondering about Amen Thompson ranks, okay? I'll give you Andre's stats, and then I'll give you these stats off of Yahoo. Andre Lemouche, our great producer, says Amen, number 31 per game, 9 cat, last 3 weeks, 31. 20th in the last 2 weeks. Here are the Yahoo stats, Doc. Over the last week, he is 6th. 6th. Okay, at 15, 11, and 4 with, that can't be 6th overall in fantasy basketball. The percentages are high. That can't be 6th. 15 and 11 with 4 assists and 2 steals and no threes. That can't be 6th. I don't know. Like, what is that, Yahoo? Like, I don't even know. I'm going to go with Andre's stats right here. Let's leave it at that. The guy's killing it. Obviously, you play him every single night. And it's good stuff. Now, on the Memphis side, Ja Morant had a game. Hey, he played. Ja Morant played. Thanks, dude. Thanks. 29, 3, and 4. Desmond Bane had a game with 25. JJJ was solid with 17. Jalen Wells continues to play pretty well. Is that random dude that nobody knows in their starting five? Pretty chalky here from Memphis. There's nothing actionable here. Zach Edey had a really low dough line in 24 minutes. Obviously the story is Houston, and we've spent some time on them. Anything from the Memphis side here, Doc, before we move on?
John Morant, you mentioned him in the Tuesday preview show. Is he going to be an all-star? He had 29 points, 4 steals, 4 assists, 3 rebounds.
John Morant?
Yeah.
Hell no. Over my dead body will John Morant be an all-star. Jaren Jackson Jr. is Memphis' all-star. They will only get one. Desmond Bane is not having an all-star year. John Morant, I want to say efficiency-wise, is not even close to where he needs to be. The counting numbers may be pretty good, but he's missed too many damn games, man.
I agree. John Morant should not be an all-star.
He's at 21 points, 7.5 assists, 1.1 steals, 1.5 threes, shooting 44% from the field. He's played 22 games. This is not all-star stuff, people.
I don't have much to say about Memphis. I'm psyched about Houston, man. And if Amen can pop like this, which Amen is popping, dude. Like, if Amen can block 5 shots in one game, why can't Zion ever block a shot? Just one.
Because he doesn't love the game, bro.
Just block a shot, dude. Every now and then. Amen is balling. I love Amen.
I gotta go to Fanatics and get me a I get like the $70 price point swingman jersey. It's not like the one with all the stitching and stuff, but I don't even want that because those are the ones that I get are lighter weight. And down here in Florida, when it's 8,000 degrees, it's just like you feel like you're not even wearing a shirt. It's great. I love it. That's a good call getting an Ahmed jersey, dude. All right, dude, Miami and the LA Clippers. Bro, your Clippers back in the winner's circle, 109-98. I have good news, Doc. Kawhi Leonard did not disrupt anybody tonight. Zubats went for a 20-20. Harden was awesome with 26 and 11. Norman Powell, goodies, 29 points, 5 threes. Very chalky box score from the Clippers. You got some like decent bench performances, like nothing noteworthy, but like just solid contributions from 5 guys off the bench. They go 10 deep every game, as we know. Kawhi Leonard had a pitiful line in 21 minutes. Like, this is what you get when you pull up an LA Clippers box score right here. This is how it looks night in and night out. And shout out to Tyler Hero. He had an amazing game for the Miami Heat, dude. What you got on this one?
I don't think Norm Powell is going away. I don't think Kawhi's going to stop him. Jimmy Harden's not going to stop him. Shout out James Harden, man. Finally hit 50% of his shots. 6 threes, 26, 5, and 11. That's what I need to see. And I am reeling, dude. I lost all my fantasy games last week. Well, most of them. Because the Clippers and LA is burning to the ground, right? It's one of the saddest things I've ever seen. When I was a little kid, we'd go over to Grandpa Wheaton's house, and he'd just be sitting in his recliner watching CNN or the news or whatever. I was like, what a sad life. How boring is that, just to watch the news all day? Dude, I'm Grandpa Wheaton because I'm just sitting there watching the news all day long. And it's so sad what is happening. Those postponements of those games, especially the Clippers against the Hornets, just wiped out my fantasy week. Because I have Miles Bridges for the Hornets. I have every single Clipper except for Zubac. So I just died a slow death right there. But it's nothing compared to what those people it's not even worth. I'm not comparing the two. But I was very glad to see the Clippers back on the court tonight. And my guy, Norman Powell, who I have on every team, he's a rock star. He's an all-star, is what he is, Rick. He's an all-star.
He ain't gonna make it though.
Nope,
Jimmy,
he is.
Norman Powell's not making the All-Star team.
He's gonna make injury
Bro,
replacement. Norman Powell.
I will bet any amount of money that you want to bet. Any. If you said $10,000, but I don't want to take $10,000 from my boy. I don't want to.
I don't have $10,000.
Good point. I don't either. So I'm just saying, like, I would bet.
I have a burrito.
I would bet one of my binders of old autographed baseball cards, Doc, which actually does have quite a bit of value. I'm just saying, there's no way.
He should be an all-star.
He's all-star worthy. He's on the bubble. I agree with all of that. But like, will he be an all-star? I'm gonna bet against that.
The Clippers are gonna have one all-star.
They're gonna have one all-star.
Is it gonna be James Harden?
I think it's gonna be Harden.
Harden's been so inefficient and stupid this year.
It could be Zubats, depending on. It probably won't be.
21 and 20. Boom.
I mean,
Talk about a pop game.
Yeah, he was awesome tonight.
No
doubt about it.
10 of 13.
Bam Adebayo missed the game tonight, Doc, and Khalil Ware went off. 19 and 13, 3 threes, a block, and a steal. Dude, there's not. You don't have to. God, what was Bam's injury tonight? Andre, can you help me out with that? Was it a back for Bam Adebayo?
Lower back.
I thought it was a back. All right. Bam Adebayo's a tough guy, though, man. Like, Bam Adebayo's not going to miss 2 weeks with a back injury. I just don't think he is. Like, he is Heat culture. Heat culture sucks with Jimmy Butler. If Bam Adebayo's your time, like, okay, Heat culture's back. So I don't think he's going to miss a ton of time here. I'm not really feeling that. But, dude, Khalil Ware, Doc, is a stud in the making. He's a really, really good young player. And just know that if Bam Adebayo is out, because Kevin Love started, but he played like the token 15 minutes or whatever it was, and Khalil Ware played the gut of time at the center position. Just know that if Bam Adebayo is out, you got to pivot to Khalil Ware, and you're going to get some goodies from that young guy.
When Ware gets minutes, he goes off. Like, it's stat stuffing, run, don't walk stuff. But we need Bam Adebayo to go away to make it fully happen. But with this Jimmy Butler stuff, man, he could decide to just blow the whole thing up. Just tear it down and start over. And like, Khalil Ware is the guy that should be, if nothing else, on your radar at all times. Because when he plays, he produces.
The Heat are not tearing this thing down, man. Riley ain't rocking that way. They're going to try to piece it together and win games. All right, we got one more game to talk about here as we recap the Monday night slate in the NBA on Sports Ethos After Dark. We are the Fantasy NBA Today crew, Rick Kamla and Steve Alexander. Shout out to our guy Aaron Bruschi as well. You'll see him in this platform very soon this week. One more game to go. Like I said, have you downloaded the Sports Ethos app yet? It's completely free. It's going to keep you updated with all the key news impacting your fantasy NBA teams. It offers individual feeds for the MLB and NFL. Free tools as well to help you dominate fantasy basketball. Download it now from your favorite app store. Do it now. You can go ahead and do it now. And I repeat, do it now. Thank you. We appreciate that. Now, finally here, Doc. San Antonio went into LA and bludgeoned the Lakers, 126-102, a very surprising result. You tell me San Antonio wins this game 126-125, I'm shrugging my shoulders. You tell me they win this game by 24 in LA, clearly, Doc, some heavy hearts, some distracted Lakers, and understandably so with the fires that are going on. There may be some of the players uprooted, some of the coaches uprooted, people with the franchise uprooted because of the devastation, and maybe they've lost their homes. It's just terrible. I'm not banging on anybody out there, okay? Just pointing out that, to me, that this was not a play it straight game. For San Antonio to go to LA and beat the Lakers by 24, there's got to be an intangible thing going on here that goes beyond the box score and beyond the 54 by 90. That's just my personal belief. LeBron James tonight, 18, 5, and 8. very low-dough game for him. Davis was great with 30 and 13. He's always activated against Wemby as he sees the young guy coming and wants to, flex on him and say, you're not here yet. It's still about me. Wemby went 23, 8, and 5, 2 blocks and 3 steals and 2 threes. Kind of a ho-hummer for him. But Stefan Castle here with a pop game, Doc, 10 of 16 and 23 points. Take me into this one, man. The San Antonio Spurs, Doc, are now 19 and 19 on the year.
Well, JJ Redick lost his house, and he went back to his neighborhood and saw it. He's like, I was not prepared for what I just saw. And it's heartbreaking, man. It's freaking terrible. And he got people on TV like, JJ Redick's not going to have his job, blah, blah, blah. When stuff like that happens, it doesn't even really matter. But tough loss for the Lakers. Davis played well. LeBron was okay. Nobody else really stepped up. Like, no one. Meanwhile, you look at Victor Wembanyama's box score, Rick. You scroll across. What do you notice? There's not 1-0 in it. He is doing everything. And Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle, both also played very well. Chris Paul, 13 points, 10 dimes, 2 threes. Boom. The thing I hate about San Antonio is that Harry B is still in there creating a... It's not here.
He had a good game tonight. He had 17 points tonight.
Get him out of there, dude. I don't want to see Harry Barnes anymore. I'm done with Harry B. I want to see Julian Champagny. I want to see Keldon Johnson. I want to see Malachi Branham. I do not want to see Harry Barnes out there rolling for 32 minutes and scoring 17 points. I don't understand it. Good win. 19 and 19 for the Spurs. I want them to make the playoff. I want Wemby playoff basketball this spring.
I do too. I mean, I'll even just like playing tournament, right? Get him in a big game. Let's have him cut his teeth. The San Antonio Spurs right now are in 11th place, but they're in a virtual tie with Phoenix. They're both 19 and 19. San Antonio's a half game behind Sacramento. San Antonio is 1.5 games behind Minnesota. San Antonio's 1.5 games behind the Lakers. San Antonio's 2 games behind 6th place Clippers. They're 2.5 games behind the 5th place Mavericks. Bro, they're not that far. If they hit a 3-game heater, they're going to be in like the 7th seed. Okay, like they are right where they want to be, Doc. Don't you? I feel like 500 at the break point. They're relatively healthy. They got to get Sohan back. I feel like this is they're exactly where they want to be right now, and now they can make a move and get up into that top 10 and stay there. But I'm digging the San Antonio thing.
By the end of next week, when we do this show a week from now, we will be at exactly the halfway point of the season, and it feels like we just started doing this show. Ethos After Dark trademark like 2 weeks ago. We're already halfway through. Sad.
Yeah, we're rolling, man. We're rolling and racking up fantasy wins and helping you all do that. Doc, anything you want to promote? Anything you want to say before we get out of here, man? Any words about your cats? Any one last complaint about your cats that tried to soak your computer before you came on the air tonight?
Dude, they soaked my desk. They knocked over every little glass that had a little bit of stuff in it. Knocked it all over. Made me mad. I do have a...
You didn't have any chew spit in any of those containers, did you? There was no chew spit.
No.
Okay.
The week ahead, on the 14th, that's today. Huh. I guess I'm doing a week ahead column tonight.
All right, cool. You love the late night columns. You do.
It'll be out on the 16th, but I'm writing it on Tuesday.
Okay. Have fun with that, bro. Have fun with that. Guys and girls, we really appreciate y'all watching the Fantasy NBA Today podcast. Big shout out to our producer, Andre Lemouche. He is the best goaltender in the biz. Glove save, kick save, nothing gets by this guy. Shout out to my boy, Dr. A. I'm Rick Kamla, and shout out to all of you as well for watching us and listening to us. We really appreciate you guys out there. Doc and I recorded a brand new segment previewing the Tuesday slate with all the insights you need to dominate your matchup. So do not make your Tuesday basketball decisions without watching that show. You will find it at Ethos, at Ethos Fantasy NBA. Did I get that right? I hope I did. Our Twitter handle at Ethos Fantasy NBA. Andre, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Sports
You did.
Ethos.
Okay, I did get that right. Yay. So check us out there, and you will see the feed. You can click on it. You can watch the preview of Tuesday night's games. We are out, guys. This show's been brought to you by Bet Online. Have yourself a great day.